Donald Trump has officially started a trade war with Canada, Mexico, and China. Canada and Mexico, our longest allies and friends, have a bigger tariff than China. Someone can explain that to me, perhaps in the comments. But I want to show Justin Trudeau's response. Donald Trump tweeted insane stuff this morning. I'm going to show you that, and then I'm going to give you a little bit of the response. Let's get right into it. All right, so here's Justin Trudeau. Let's just watch this. You might have already seen it. Let's watch it, and then we'll talk about it, because I think this is so exemplifies the moment we're in.
I think Canadians are a little perplexed as to why our closest friends and neighbors are choosing to target us instead of so many other challenging parts of the world. I don't think there's a lot of Americans who wake up in the morning saying, "Oh, damn Canada. Oh, we should really go after Canada."
If you haven't seen this full speech, I recommend you watch it, because I think that this is a moment in history we're going to look back on. I think Justin Trudeau really rose to the moment. And I also think his statement there is true for the most part. Most Americans are not mad at Canada. Now, what is interesting to me, or terrifying, we could say terrifying, or sad about this moment, is that there are a great many members of the Republican Party who have began attacking Canada, who are mad at Canada for no reason other than the fact that the Mad King, Donald Trump, has started to attack them for no reason, unprovoked, with made-up reasons. And on top of that, Republicans are, it seems to have a better opinion of Putin than they do Justin Trudeau in Canada. Can someone explain that one to me? Here is what is going to get more expensive because of these trade wars. This is from the Washington Post, who says that tomatoes, t-shirts, crude oil, and cars are among the items that could get more expensive with the new tariffs, according to a Washington Post analysis of international trade data from the Census Bureau. Mexico is the largest source of imports to the United States, followed by China and Canada. So he has attacked our largest importers. Together, they account for 43% of the $3 trillion in goods that are imported. Look at that chart. It's literally almost half of our imports come from these countries. And I'm just going to go through some of this. From Canada, we're cookware, cutlery tools, toys and games, cell phones, televisions, stereo equipment, footwear, apparel, household appliances. This is all going to be more expensive. Vegetables, feed and grain, which means that our farmers are going to get hurt from this. Bakery products, liquor, fruits and frozen juices, meat products, food and oils, seed oils, wine and beer, alcohol. It's just vehicles and car parts. It's all going to get more expensive. And MAGA is saying, well, I'm happy to pay it if it means that we're going to win the war. What war? With what? With who? All right, here's Donald Trump with an insane post. Look at this wall of text. This man is insane. Thank you so much for watching. If you're liking this video, please hit like on the video. And if you're not subscribed, continue subscribing. It does help a lot. Thank you. The quote, tariff lobby headed by the globalist and always wrong Wall Street Journal is working hard to justify countries like Canada, Mexico, China, and too many others to name. I'm going to show you that article after this. Continue the decades-long ripoff of America, both with regard to trade and crime, and poisonous drugs are allowed to so freely flow into America. These days are over. The USA has major deficits with Canada, Mexico, and China, owes $36 trillion, made up. That's not true. And we're not going to be the stupid country any longer. Make your product in the USA and there are no tariffs. Why should the United States lose trillions of dollars in subsidizing other countries? And why should these other countries pay a small fraction of the cost of what the USA citizens pay for drugs and pharmaceuticals, as an example? Okay, so this is the important part. This will be a golden age of America. There will be some pain? Yes, maybe, and maybe not. But we will make the America great again, blah, 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 blah. So he's acknowledging here that the president who was brought on to lower prices is about to inflict pain on everyone for nonsensical trade war. That is what the Wall Street Journal said, the dumbest trade war in history, Trump will impose 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico for no good reason. Now, keep in mind, this is a Republican-owned publication. Rupert Murdoch, who also owns Fox News, owns this paper. And I'm sure had some puppeteering behind the scenes on whether this went on. So here's a bit of a quote. Mr. Trump sometimes sounds as if the U.S. shouldn't import anything at all, that America can be a perfectly closed economy, making everything at home. This is called autarky. Autarky? I don't know. I'm sorry. And it isn't the world we live in, or one that we should want to live in, as Mr. Trump may soon find out. None of this is supposed to happen under the U.S. Mexico-Canada trade agreement that Mr. Trump negotiated and signed in his first term. Though U.S.'s willingness to ignore its treaty obligations, even with friends, won't make other countries eager to do deals. Yep. Maybe Mr. Trump will claim victory and pull back if he wins some token concessions. But if a North America trade war persists, it will qualify as one of the dumbest in history. And let me remind you, it's not just about the fact that we're pushing around our friends. It makes it more likely that people who are perhaps, not people, but countries who are aligned with us in some way, or they would more likely want to work with us than China, are going to give us a second look and say, well, I don't know. The U.S. seems like I can't trust them. And China is offering me a lot of money to build roads and bridges. All they want is a military base on the coast. Maybe that's not such a big deal. So the implications of this are bigger than also just like what we're going to be paying. And here's Donald Trump going and saying again, just a half hour later from that wall of text, saying, we pay hundreds of billions of dollars to subsidize Canada. And I have a fact check on this. Why? There is no reason. We don't need anything they have. We have unlimited energy, should make our own cars, and have more lumber than we can ever use. Without this massive subsidy, Canada ceases to exist as a viable country. Harsh but true. Therefore, Canada should become our cherished 51st state. Much lower taxes and far better military protection for the people of Canada, and no tariffs. Okay, so a lot going on here. Obviously, it's crazy that he continues to want to make Canada the 51st state, but I just want to give a quick fact check on this billions of dollars subsidized BS. First off, he used to say it was 100 million or 100 billion a year, or false. It's false. This is Snopes. According to the United States government's foreign assistance website, the U.S. has not spent more than $35 million in a single fiscal year on financial assistance for Canada since at least 2001, in the most recent reported fiscal year of 2022, which ran from October 1st of 2021 to September 30th, 2022. The United States sent $32 million in foreign assistance to Canada. I did the math on that. So let's say, we spend about $6 trillion a year. That's so much money. It's so much money people can't even comprehend it. It's like trying to comprehend the universe. It's just too big a number. So I broke it down. Let's say it was $6,000 a year. And let's say we went with Donald Trump's claim of 100 million. Okay, let's just say that was what it was. That would be like spending from a $6,000 a year budget, 9 cents. 9 cents. So he's complaining about what is essentially 9 cents. And so if it's 35 million, that's like 2 or 3 cents that we're spending to keep Canada happy and to keep an ally safer, to keep us safer, and to keep our products cheap. It doesn't seem like that big of a cost to me. So this is, as the Wall Street Journal said, the dumbest trade war in history. But need I remind everyone, the Wall Street Journal also endorsed Donald Trump to be president. So they kind of bought this package of goods, and now we all have to pay the price.